requirements for putting together AML, CFP, program for staff.
Important to put, they said also keeping records, giving employees handbooks and records to keeping records, policies.
Finally we getting there. Yes.
You must be engaged.
All right. So when you read this chapter in its totality, you spit out a few things there, but what really is the essence of the chapter?
The importance of so then stay within the guidelines of the company or the framework of the money laundering. What I'm trying to say, the framework of money laundering, not the money laundering. Whatever the policies is, to stay within that, and then how it's important to hand that down to the staff and for them to create a culture of awareness and stuff like that. Right?
What you was gonna say?
I said the structure, how to put a framework of the compliance system.
What you say?
Not only the MLRO should know, but the policies of the entire staff, and
Yes.
most importantly, upper management.
What else?
And the board, how the board should
There we
oversight.
go.
Yes.
There we go.
Board
That's the key
citizens.
thing about this chapter. The key thing about this chapter is it tells you that a company can have an AML framework, you can have policies, you can have procedures, you can have training, but nothing works unless the board. No, the board must know. So the first thing is the board. What should the board be aware of?
All of the AML framework.
It has to know the AML framework. Which includes the policies and the procedures. What else the board has to be aware of?
Training.
Training. What else they have to know?
Upgrading the manager.
Well, I have policies and procedures here.
We look to compliance for providing report addressing compliance risk.
Yeah, Now break that down for me.
What's that?
What is compliance risk? One of it, morning. So what is it about the risk appetite before we go there?
What's your company is willing to?
So risk in terms of reputational risk.
Sorry, sanctions.
Yes, it's sanctions. What else?
Reputational risk, huh?
Reputational risk.
Regulatory.
You say geographic, like where they're from?
Mm-hmm.
All risk.
We must be aware of all the legal parameters around it in terms of, I guess, lawsuits and stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
Possible lawsuits,
Mm-hmm.
legal risk, yeah.
What else should be in this report?
And
What procedures are in place to
controls,
The controls. Yeah, you did. When you say controls, what do you mean?
policies and procedures.
what measures you have put in place to,
Monitoring.
right?
There you go. Mm-hmm. Any deficiencies you've identified and how you're gonna mitigate against them? Any penalties? What else is gonna be in this report?
Products and services.
No. Any amendments to the framework?
Update amendment.
Any new laws? Mhm. What'd you say? No, say it. Yeah, so all of that is here. It's not written in his orders, actually in, this is last, this is first. And this is embedded when you speak about each one of these. So here, you would talk about, this would be first. And then here, you would talk about monitoring. And then you'll talk about number 2, 3, 4, onboarding. Remember the chapter you did on customer profile? What was key in that chapter?
Where they from?
Due diligence.
Yeah.
Where they
What
from?
else?
Where they from?
Where they're from.
Jurisdiction.
Mhm.
Products and services.
That's nationality.
All go together.
Multi-potential
Okay.
activity.
So,
If they're applying-
if we take that chapter, you have the individual. The bank is going to offer them products and services, correct?
Correct.
What do you do next? What else?
Nationality. The factory.
What else?
Clients, the clients on site. They are set of
Right.
a person or an actual person.
What else? Morning.
Customer side nationality, country, domicile, nature, business,
Yes,
type of facilities, products,
I have the products and services. Yeah, customer type, nature, facility, the nationality.
The purpose?
Account activity.
I have the nature, the facility, account, activity, domicile.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the domicile one coming to geographic, no?
It depends, the domicile is where they live,
Right, and
Nationality is
then,
where they're.
where,
No,
where they're
not
born.
nationality,
This one is where they're gonna be doing business.
oh, okay, cause I had it together. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
let me put that instead.
Yeah. I had it.
What else? The
What is
the
this
customer profile, what's that?
What you wrote on the side of geographic?
Where business is conducted. And the first thing I said when I came here, say start from chapter 1.
That's Curtis.
Well, I just picked the chapter. So let's go. Customer profile. What else?
Process.
What do you mean process? You have it?
You have pets, I mean,
Hmm? Yeah, right here.
Starting with the account activity.
One of the key things when you did that chapter, when you talk about customer profiling, is you have to look at your policy. And your policy is what? Your AML policy, how is it written?
Guideline.
No.
Your business.
It's risk-based. So whenever you're doing a customer profile, the first thing you have to start off is by
To
saying,
establish
what,
the risk.
what is the risk?
Yes.
How do you risk rate your clients? I didn't
Oh,
rate it
that's right.
high, medium, low,
Yeah.
high, medium, medium, low, medium. You have to establish that first. That's the parameters based on your policy. So this is chapter 7. I don't know by number.
So you, with the customer, you start off well,
You have a policy.
Onboarding then.
Yeah, on, right, you have a
And then you do
policy,
your
you have a
risk rating.
framework, then you do your risk rating.
And based
But,
on that.
but before you could rate, you have to go through all of this.
Alright. Oh, because you need that in order
You need
to-
this, and
You need
yes,
to
to assess it. So what else do you need? Come on, Curtis, you say start from the beginning, I start at 7, sorry, I can't count. Profession, yes.
Source of wealth,
Source of what?
source of income.
Nature of the activity.
Is it frequency of activity?
At the nature
Oh,
of
you
the
have it there?
facility.
You have the
Mhm.
frequency of activity?
Or operating
You have
parameters.
account activity,
Okay.
so in here you could put the ins and outs.
The unwillingness for the customer to cooperate.
Provide customer
What type of account it is?
That goes on the outside. You know why? Because that's not a part of the profile. That's the human part.
Section, okay.
That's the human part. Anything else?
Who they affiliated with? No, how would that one?
Mm-hmm.
Who they doing business with along with additional, how would you?
Mm-hmm.
jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm. And the nature of the business. What? What else? Anything else? You should be considering on this outside. You've gathered all of this. What happens next? You're missing some stuff. It's an exam question. Focus. This exam next week?
Yes. Enhance the diligence.
Where you going to the front now?
Yeah, see?
Go sit there. Like a blood walk up, trying to take it on the way back. I don't have the kind of classroom where you just sit down. Walk up in here, see, walk up, see space here. Turn these lights off here. Come on, something missing.
What part on the outside?
Something missing from the inside, something missing from the outside.
Let's see, maybe this side.
You have volume of transactions, keep on it.
Still ain't coming on. No, they ain't coming on. I think they just join the next.
Too sneaky.
Right here, right here.
What missing? Come on now, come on now.
In the inside, is it,
What do we whether it's in or out? Something missing. Come on, do this.
delegated authority?
All I is due diligence.
All that is that, right? Okay, so it is that.
Delegated authority?
No.
No?
That's why all this week, when you get the grade, what did I miss? So I put everything you have. Didn't sing the board.
But you born there.
No. What's missing?
We really have the rationale for making it a business?
Remember now, chapter 7 says risk profile, right?
The purpose of the
But the
account
exam covers the whole book.
is the purpose of the account, nature of the facility, yeah.
We have that there.
Yeah.
You have transaction monster.
Hmm?
You have transaction monster.
Transaction. Yeah, we have all of that. Okay. Get out of the Latin words, but it's in and out.
Is the client individual or a company?
Ain't that important? Ah, getting warm.
What's that?
The risk associated.
Getting warm.
Individual or is it business?
Yeah, but that ain't
That's what important.
that ain't that important.
Okay.
Which part of the wall?
Yours.
Oh, okay, let me get warm.
Say that again?
That's such a risk associated with the production.
Ah,
Oh.
okay. Getting warm. Someone else may get hot. You know what she said? The risk associated with the customer.
If you want the customer in your company or not?
Identified.
Identify the
Oh, good. Work it.
appetite.
Criminal risk?
Same thing, eh?
Keep saying that over and over.
You say it's different.
Yes. You're doing a customer risk profile. Yes. There she goes. No, you say criminal risk.
Oh. Oh, just the
I meant to
risk.
say sanction.
Whether they're from a sanctioned country or not,
Oh.
makes a big difference.
I know.
It's right in your, yes, that's right there, you're missing something.
Right, maybe. So do we use an example like OFAC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, correct.
What happened? What is oh boy? Yeah, there, I'm sure it's there.
Alright, party next week.
Party well.
Understand?
In your backyard again. In your backyard again.
When the exam grades come in.
I know, right?
Oh,
Say what?
no. We gotta take a whole week off.
Hmm? I can be marking paper while you're party.
Party in the table.
Can I see them grades?
Healthy marketing. I read it, I think, yeah.
All right. And so when we say here, profession,
What is that? S-O-W?
source of wealth.
Oh, okay.
When we say profession and you're doing a risk profiling, what are you looking for?
Say that again?
Profession.
What type of, what are you looking for? When you do it, say that again? What's the question?
When you're doing the risk profiling and you're looking at profession, what are you looking for?
The nature of the profession.
Correct.
What type of products, business he's in?
Nature of the business.
You're not
Jurisdiction
lending.
he's operating in?
We already have that up there.
The nature of the business.
What does that mean?
Means,
Exactly. You
Type of
need to
business.
see whether his profession leads towards money laundering.
Legal
or-
proceeds.
Exactly. Got it?
Whether-
You getting it? Right here. See what?
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. I gotta write this question.
You see how easy that is?
Yeah.
Alright. That's an exam question.
What,
That's it.
what the question is? That's why it's right in your talking, you're right.
Right, but she take it off.
Right, everything.
This is recording for one, right?
Yeah.
How much points on that one?
10.
10 points?
Say that again, how much? That's 10 points?
Yeah, that's a bullet point answer.
Okay, what's the next question on the
It's an
exam?
essay.
Bullet point to get it. You wanna know?
You have to expound on it. It's an essay.
Okay, give us the next question.
What?
On the exam. 10 points, I want a 10 points, okay.
That was good.
I like question 7.
Let's go back to the chapter at hand.
Number
Chapter 10.
Throw in another question.
I would. Ms. Archer,
Yes.
question, we have one question from each chapter, right?
Not necessary.
No? So where should we spend more on the system? Not the What chapter should we spend more?
She can tell you study on.
Yeah.
Let's see what she says.
You saying
Let's
content?
go lots and pray.
7.
Chapter 7?
Oh, yeah, mandatory.
Seven questions, 3 are mandatory.
3 are mandatory.
No, we said what chapter we should spend more
You see how we just did this question? What did that entail?
Emphasis on chapter 1.
That was 7. It was also 1. It was also what? What is sanctions? 3. It's all over.
All through the book.
Sanction is the next.
So we could just,
You see, it's all over. It's how you understand it.
because if she's saying.
No, open book.
Alright, it should be over.
So we can practice for the ICA, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. To try.
Overwhelming.
I see it's changed its format. Yeah, I don't know how to do it with AML, but for the compliance part, there's no exam. Third, they were saying, oh,
So what is
the
it?
first assignment, they have 8 questions to do.
The first assignment.
8. And they have each question, I think 2 are worth 20 points and the rest are worth 10. And the word limit is the same for all of the questions, as if you have written one. That means you have to divide them up, and you have to answer it in like 300 words.
Say who?
How much time they give you to complete
You're
it?
calling.
They have until January. But the point is that you have only a certain amount of words to get it right.
How many hours?
Makes it more
3 hours,
difficult.
right?
No exam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, okay. You're right, isn't it?
You do a research paper, but you have to get it on the mark. You see what I mean? Because you only have a certain number of words, and if the answer's not in those words, it's wrong.
Just answer the question.
And you have to answer the question. Oh, God. Which one? So a lot of students were complaining they don't want no more exams, there's insufficient time, so they give you what you asked for.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
And it's not easy. It's harder. It is harder. Because you have to figure out what exactly are they asking you for. And they said that the questions could come from anywhere in the book.
How would you answer this question, sir? That's the one. Oh, yeah. These, I think some of them answer the same thing. So why do I ask them?
What do you mean, that's the same thing with?
Well, if you put the how do you answer these?
What is the risk posed by the customer? And what risk is posed by the, they're two different things. Yeah. Yeah, that's a customer profile question.
Ms. Archer,
It was, what I said?
Yeah.
what's the preference?
Monitoring?
Monitoring. That's-
No,
that's-
I didn't know that. I thought it was this one.
No, it's not.
No, it's not that one.
Oh, you said example.
Yeah.
And then
Times possible.
I was saying, I think it was you have to choose which institution, but you are saying.
Just monitoring the accounts. Okay, let's go back to the last chapter. Let me turn to mine. Say what? What questions? Those questions are not the questions on the exam. Totally different. Totally different. She just gave you an idea of
The layout.
the layout.
Yeah.
But the questions are totally different. They will not be worded like that in no shape, form, or fashion.
Like this?
How would it be?
I thought I wanted.
I mean, well, the rest of the time.
That's another
The topics are the topics.
Yeah.
The questions are worded differently.
Give us another question.
I gave you one last week.
That one, I want to take that because I wrote something on that, but I feel it's the same thing, but I didn't put it in bulletins, I just wrote it in essay form. The same thing that you put in bulletins, I wrote it in essay form. Would you say that may be wrong if I write it like that?
No, that's a 20-point question.
So if I write it in that form, it's still fine. Once I,
Well, it's what?
no, right, in essay
It is
form.
essay. It's 20 points in the exam.
She said you don't have to
She said
do it.
No, do you understand what
You
I'm saying?
don't have to do it. She said you don't have to do it in the essay.
But I'll still get a mark for it then, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you should
Okay,
get
I
points
thought I
for
was
it.
get it wrong.
Some of them take the time. Right, who writes
Because
it
you
out?
didn't tell us,
So
they
you
come with
had
them
all
bulletins
last
and get in
week
trouble.
to read based on the question I gave you all last week. Correct?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So when you see it again and you see it's mandatory, you don't have to be shocked. And then come complaining about, oh, you didn't know. So when you read those case studies, what we discussed last week,
Right.
what did you gather?
I read I read a case study, but it's just basically as to, what's the purpose of the case study in terms of if you have any issues in the field or in the industry, you could go to those case studies and relate to find any.
But what did you learn from it?
End
It's a
result.
purpose for it. Each one of those in each category
It's
has a
guideline.
purpose.
Oh, no, I didn't.
What did you learn from it?
So they basically use the same procedures in which to investigate. They use the same triggers.
Identify similarities within. Yeah.
What else?
So even those get stale as time changes as well, right? They do
Yes,
amendments
and that's why they keep doing it. So they look for similarities. What else?
I know, right?
Triggers. What else?
Trends.
Trends. What was at the end of each one of the cases that I told you was important? The indicators.
Okay. Where was that again in this study?
And something else is important when you read those. What else is important? What else is important when you read those? Hmm? No, when you read it, it's already written by sections. It says. What else was important about those when you read it?
Curtis.
The goals, no, Boston plays in it, no? Oh, but the goals
Okay.
are egg.
That's simple. I never asked you that.
Because he's not an Eggman. Case study.
What else was important?
In terms of the case studies,
That's not the one we were looking at last time.
We're looking at
I'm
corruption.
sure I'm saying that, that's another book, right? They gave it.
Yeah.
Case study or change.
That is a game in the book.
Nice, one of the.
Sorry.
What else was important with these case studies? Let's go.
Miss
That's
Ashley,
what
you
we
said it's
learned.
a mandatory question.
Yes, it is.
What's the question?
I said that.
Yeah, she said that.
I said it's mandatory. How many times
That's
I
Egmont cases, right?
How long did we spend on it last week? A long time.
Oh, that
That's
question
okay
last
then.
week.
I said go home and read it, right? All right, I say select one.
We have that.
Select one case. You said
No,
no.
select one area.
In terms of bribery or whatever.
Yeah. One. And I said, no, they identified risk. What are the
Okay.
risks? What are the bundles of the keys? Something else is missing, you should have
Three
gathered.
questions are mandatory. Go to select,
When you do risk profiling,
Case, how does it affect industries and stuff? That's what you gather from case studies? How does it
yes, how does it affect?
affect the country, the environment, or the institution?
You look at the jurisdiction where the crimes were perpetrated.
I read the first one.
Then you look at
I lost the way she said she was one, so that's gonna.
application to your jurisdiction.
Oh.
Because the questions are based on your jurisdiction.
Oh, so we have to find a case study in reference to our jurisdiction. Make up something.
Corruption, right?
Make up something.
That's not a nice one.
We have cases every week in the paper on fraud.
There was one girl.
Some is always on money laundering.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first thing I told you all in the class? Read.
So you saying with case study, we're gonna have something on case study, pretty much.
You all there good?
We're gonna have something on case study, so which means we have to come up with a story,
Yeah, yeah,
a case study. Yeah, I know, I just, right now I
I
see
think you're
it
listening to
overwhelmed
me.
right now.
There is a mandatory question with 20 points.
Powerful. So man, whatever case study is.
All right. Why not?
Too late now, it's already.
This is fun.
What's that, Joe? Jesus, look at the shots.
You have to start applying what you learned. What happened? Calling on the Lord for?
Right there, yeah.
What happened to, oh, I tell you. What does that mean?
Everybody ends right now.
Why? One of the main focuses now with all financial institutions is adhering to sanctions. So in the chapter on sanctions, I gave you an overview of sanctions. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. So tell me about sanctions. Why are they important? Why are they implemented? Why we spend so much time monitoring it? Why?
Because they could affect your institution if you upon and breach of the policies,
So what are these sanctions?
Sanctions are there to also to combat corruption as well, too, right? We put sanctions on people to stop.
All over the place. It's a question. It's worth 20 points with sanctions. 3. That's right. So if you don't get them right, what do you happen?
Just pick up your book and base in.
Sanctions. And then so let's 4 from the other section. Yes.
Oh, that's not what I gathered.
Chairman, question?
The 4 were 10.
Okay, so the 3 was mandatory were 20, and the other 4 we choose were 10.
And the time is 3 hours, right?
Didn't take that long.
4 with 10 points each.
3 hours starting at 12, right?
Take 4 with 10 points each.
Come on, Taki. You won't miss that.
You don't have to write that down. I don't understand.
What is that?
You writing it down. You're writing down the points.
There you go. Anything done. There it is.
Focus. Let me put sanctions.
I will.
Okay, fine. Answer my question now. These slides for your slides. Just like that.
And sanctions are normally used by the sanctions mandatory special appearance. Sanctions mandatory section. That's 3 mandatory right there.
Thank you. She to the front, she didn't listen.
No, I don't say case study, sanctions and customer profile.
Case study is, what do you mean case study?
There's similarities and triggers and like what cases. Customer profile is one.
You did the question last week.
So what you wanted to find out?
Mandatory sanctions.
You said why they put in sanctions?
Customer profile is one. You have to do all the question. The one that's
Yes, 3
This is policy.
Basically to encourage them, to go by whatever they want to do.
See, you go on vague. See, you see what I'm saying? You really go on vague.
Alright, to change the behavior.
Yes.
Change the behavior
Uh-huh.
so that they can comply with
Let me pose this question to you a different way now. Sanctions have been imposed on many countries.
Right.
In the chapter I gave you some. Who bothered to look them up? What is it called? All those countries. Each one of those countries have different sanctions imposed on them for different reasons.
South Africa, Somalia.
Also to maintain and restore international peace and security.
So the whole point in that is for you to go and see what type of sanctions are imposed on these countries and why. Because it becomes all a part of the monitoring process.
So this
Yeah, that's under the global framework.
Those are some other people again? What's all of this? How much notes you need?
Maybe for 20 points.
I'm lost. You see? See what you put there? Isn't this within the notes, right? What does it mean? That's the question. You have all those notes, you can give me exactly within the book, but you won't be answering the question. What does it mean? What do all these sanctions mean? How do they affect you doing business here in the Bahamas? Silence?
They doing business in the Bahamas because if you go against the sanctions, you could be penalized for it.
Okay, so you've used that word penalize quite a bit, right? Okay, so I gave you some examples of institutions that were penalized, correct? And they gave it to you as at a point in time. So what have you looked at since then? Okay. Like I say, it's a 20-point question on sanctions. That's an easy question. Good. Let's go back to the chapter at hand.
Okay.
Is this chapter important?
It's important for your overall education.
I need to know when for exams.
Y'all is something else.
Why don't you give us the questions and just understand the next week?
Give you the question and test your understanding next week.
The answer based on knowing what the questions are.
It don't work like that. Why is this important?
This is a lot of money to find.
That's why you gotta study. Why is culture and ethics important? In all of this.
To
Because we want to
maintain,
make sure that
to maintain an international standard, right, in
I
reference
think you do
to.
what's right.
No, the ethics,
Mhm.
I think ethics come into play, because if you don't have any ethics, you will be more inclined to,
More vulnerable then.
to do money
Like some
laundering
form under the
and
cracks.
terrorist financing and all that stuff, so that's basically something personal, and I guess the culture would be like right now.
In terms of the staff, yeah,
What? Explain.
the
I'm just
culture,
thinking, like how they would say, naming culture is one of.
ain't my job kind of thing. Ain't my job, that's the MLR job. The culture needs to be maintained, the culture in terms of how important it is, and it's everybody's job to uphold that standard, right? Within the whole financial, sector, yeah, business and all that.
Tone from the top.
Huh?
Start from the top.
Okay. Yeah,
From the
so you
board.
set the tone, okay.
The board sets the tone. From the top. Yes, in the chapter.
Yeah, it's in chapter 10.
What was one of the reasons for the financial institutions being so busy? There are two things. Both are on exam. During the summer, up to September, all of the financial institutions were very busy. One of them was international and one was local. What were they busy doing?
Putting legislation in place, right?
Repeat the question, Ms. Archer. Ms. Archer, can you repeat the question, please? Could you repeat the question, please?
Of course.
Ms. Archer, you can repeat the question that you just had.
I said, over the summer and
After
into
September 11, you said,
September,
right?
September the
I
11th.
thought you said after September was the reason why there's
What?
busy. What's that?
Was it the
Okay.
beneficial owners
All kinds of
and
things.
CRS?
Could you?
Two different things. One, they were busy doing two things, I said. One had an international perspective and one was domestic. So you gave me the domestic one. So the international one was the one you just mentioned.
What was that?
But they're two separate questions.
What was the international one?
CRS. What chapter is CRS on? Mm-hmm. You ain't know? What chapter is CRS on? Come on, you're supposed to be reading. I'm looking for some A's. Look at this one, look at this one, these figures.
That's all.
What chapter talks about CRS?
All is.
What chapter CRS? 7? No. No. CRS, what chapter CRS on?
You sure we have a copy of CRS?
Yes, you do.
In this book? Hold on.
Oh, Lord. He don't see it. You don't see it. You don't see it. Oh, I'm waiting.
Chapter 3.
It's chapter 3?
No, you say CRS, sorry. It's CSI.
No.
Let me Google.
There you go. All right. So the chapter 2 gives you a general idea of the risk that banks are exposed to when you have clients who either evade or avoid taxes. And one of the pressures on the Bahamas is the CRS and customers who have actually been evading and avoiding taxes by using what? By using what? No, by using what? It was just in the paper this week. I tell you to read, it was just in the paper this week. Come on, come on. What are they using? CR factors based on what? What factor based on? No. When you have factor,
That's the regular.
when you hear the word, we're talking about tax now. When you hear FATCA, what comes to your mind?
US tax.
US dollars.
Okay.
US.
Plus that's there.
When you hear CRS, what do you hear? What are they looking for? No. Residents. They have two different criteria. The Bahamas has been pointed out as being a country that is selling residency.
Oh,
For
yeah.
people to avoid, yes, it's in the papers. Come on
White-
now, wake
white
up, wake
taxes.
up. Yes.
That's
If you're gonna do ICA, these are the kind of things they're looking for. You have to take what's in the chapter, apply it to what's happening in your local jurisdiction. Got it? She's smiling. Why are you smiling?
This is 20 or 5?
She said 20 and 10.
Right.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't know if they want to read.
Take 20 points on the.
I work too.
On the CRS.
I read the papers every day.
20 points on CRS.
That's the field.
But you want to get into this field, right? Okay, well then you got to do what it takes.
Speed reading, like book one.
You get a headache? And you want to do ICA?
Yes, I do.
In your who read this?
Search report.
There's a question on that.
Hold on, what's that?
It's a typology.
Oh, typology in there. Okay. Piece of that.
Criminal money flows on the internet. So that is one of the identified risks in the proceeds of crime act 2008, cybercrime. So there's a question on cybercrime and the flow of money using the internet. Cut off? So so thick.
That question.
Almost 4 months.
But we never used this.
Oh, months.
We never used this but 10 last year. Okay, Peter, what do you think? What's the lowest?
Don't try.
What? 68.
You have to like this. No, you don't. You need no more weed.
What's the lowest passing grade?
What's what? 70.
The lowest passing grade?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the lowest? What's the passing grade?
17.
It was sitting for intro.
We ain't trying to aim for the lowest.
Right.
So why you higher now? If this higher than intro, this
Don't aim for the lowest.
Yeah. You can choose.
Say that again.
Some people. Okay. I picked this topic because cybercrime, if you read, I think it was in the summer, Marvin Dames and all of his cyber unit had a whole conference on this, on the increase of cybercrime in the Bahamas. Keep up.
What is cybercrime?
What is cybercrime? How is it used? How do they do it? What do they do? I don't know why you're running through these things. And I must have seen my friend in the back there last night because my mind just said, you know what? If he was going to introduce a new products and service, you must know how to do a risk assessment. There's a risk assessment. And in the very, is it chapter 1? Yeah. Chapter 1, I gave you all kinds of international bodies. Each one does something different. A question focuses on the FATF and terrorism. What efforts have they done to make you aware of terrorism and terrorist organizations? And there's a hint, because one was just recently done.
What efforts have they done to, what efforts have they done to it again?
Make you aware of terrorism and terrorist organizations. And I said, hint, one was recently released. On the most dangerous terrorist organization. When we went through the last chapter, the one you didn't want to do today, when I listed it on the board, I highlighted 2 things and I put them in a box. There's the question on it. Got that.
You said FATF and who that international body you said, Ms. Archer?
I said the very first chapter speaks about
FATF.
quite a few international bodies.
International
I said there's a question that focuses on the FATF and its efforts for terrorism. Who's a gangster? Huh? You passing the page. Go back. Go back. Mandatory question. Right from here. Last one.
Would you hit me?
Where?
FATF.
That's,
Mandatory question.
that's the last mandatory question.
Okay, one last step was mandatory, and two you mentioned being mandatory.
Only mention one.
Right after chapter then.
Ethics, no, you mentioned two. Sanction.
Yeah, she did.
Yes. No, this one now. All the rest of them are 10 points.
Okay, that's true, thanks.
All right, let's go. Who ready? Who ready?
Which one? Chapter 10?
The 40 recommendations.
Oh, okay.
What did I tell you first class?
Read it to know.
Yeah, I got it. You mean just now? She did right. I said that. Yeah, what is that?
My question focuses on recommendations 20 and 21.
How was this one?
21.
20%.
Remember, whenever you answer a question, you're looking to see how does it apply to your jurisdiction.
20 and 21.
And we did the one with wealth orders last week.
Yeah. Wealth order. Unexplained wealth order. Section 75.
Those are the ones you choose from. Those who are here may want to do the one with wealth orders.
Yeah, I thought it was a good question.
But you may like some of the other ones. Just do not do, like some people had an exam a couple weeks ago. They skipped one of the mandatory questions. They forgot. Someone said they forgot, someone said they coming back.
But it says mandatory though.
Yeah,
No
but they just,
sanctions.
they went and started doing the ones in the back.
But they know.
Come back and run
They
over.
obviously didn't know the mandatory.
Because they went to the back.
My 60
They wrote long epistles. On the 10 points. Instead of focusing on.
That's why you write that.
Shut up. We all in the same class, you know. What up, man? You feel good? That is what exams cut y'all up. Why you stress out? You get all these pages of notes? How they help you? You spend so much time writing down notes. Why? It's understanding. No, don't pick nothing. No picking. I'll see. All right, we good? We good?
Try it.
Yeah, should I expect?
All is, all that.
can get a full 20 on one of them.
Yeah, I think that's one. Never did it. Any questions?
What's the next question or to be on the exam?
FIU, last year, I mean, so they find it, put it as fast, which one
The Egmont Group. All FIUs in the world?
So when you said that, when you said 25 international,
For that question, you went in line with that, country we would have used as the case study.
No, just in general,
I didn't see it.
what the Edmund Group is all about.
I saw what it was all about, but when I was looking online to see if that, so I you would. I'm not sure.
Don't forget now, there are other questions on the exam that speak to definition, but we're not really into definition.
So why would we break down the definition in the Bahamas versus internationally?
Okay, so the Financial Intelligence Unit and its purpose is defined in this legislation. All FIUs around the world are part of the Egmont Group. So to define the Egmont Group, you would say what's the purpose of the group, not definition. Is it in here?
Because while I was reading this, I was wondering if you like we're trying to get at, for example, how do you have this?
No, the purpose.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
It's chapter 1, but the typologies and stuff.
You good?
I get dry erase score.
You dry erase board?
Again,
Don't give me the foul scratch.
Oh, that should be, because
I don't care. Was that related? Okay, I think we can pass. It seems. I can tell you know, I don't know.
she was talking about the AML framework, right?
We can tell if we try it.
It is
That's
that,
all I was
when
trying
you
to
start,
say.
when you start going.
Because you have to
there,
give
I know you.
Give sympathy marks. Sympathy marks.
Sympathy marks? I have it in the back. You see how many y'all in here, sympathy marks? No. I can tell.
That's the first thing you do.
Yes, ma'am, you looking for, what you looking for? You write 6 pages of notes, they won't help you.
You have to train the people that, when you're trying to get your framework,
Right there, right.
procedures have to be in place. And you have to train your staff to know what you're responsible for. Like, what you're
I can give them more than what she gave, but she can take over what she wants to do. No?
So all of this apart.
This time class, she said she started eating right now. She put it out. Miss that last weekend. You better remember what she
You see the question on the side. Right? You start talking about.
So you start with this.
Culture and ethics, the role of the board, the body, you're trying to get it from your point.
Right, right. Right. So you could be
Go to the point, answer the questions.
recommendations.
What about your clock? No.
Put it on the paper with.
Now, if you want to tie in at the end of sanctions,
Because we have to review
you will talk about
but we just have to.
financial institution that breach it. Then you can add into that one of the reasons this is that organization level
But it's the different types of
culture
to basically mitigate.
with compliance.
So your reputation
See
risk,
what I mean?
say for this.
You don't start talking, but no. I'm asking you
Very high
about
risk.
sanctions
Because the
program.
reputation risk is too great.
What should it entail?
Basically.
Which chapter are you?
I don't get you what it's for. Is that on there? Yeah, I go by the register.
Oh, I'm signing like 3 times by accident. Hey, wait a minute, just put the date.
We got a block page.
And you have 2 other lectures, you know.
Just write your name on it 3 times and back
I
it.
didn't see the one signing.
Yeah, they do.
You know the name?
They know you all better than me.
Yes, they do.
They do.
You know, we know.
And the one
They say
signing.
you up. They can tell me what everybody said.
Oh.
I don't say all the time.
They
I
know.
see, I don't know, I never know the back of the class look.
They know.
Yeah, it's not like this.
Sam today.
I just want to know the time it's supposed to be full, I was expecting it to be full today.
I always like it.
I leave them for the participation. I know.
Okay, so the people that point leave
I don't remember.
on the exams.
What do you mean, hope they remember you?
They know our names.
They do. No, trust me, they know.
What they say,
They do their names.
I don't know everybody's name, but they know.
So we automatically get not 10
Some people are just good
points?
I
with
remember
names,
it.
and they're very good with
Sometimes
names.
I don't remember my own names.
Yeah, they're good.
We get a lot of their names for
They're
them.
good.
This lady sits right behind me all the time and I don't know her name.
You didn't ask her.
But they did not even
Yes,
know. That's what I'm saying. I never told them my name.
They'll know.
Okay, so what's
So we
today?
automatically get 10%, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
Not in automatic.
So how you get that?
Yeah, we need that now.
Too late now.
You also
Talk petty rules.
It's never too late.
What do they like from Starbucks?
Participated, you know.
Too late. We need to get first grade every day.
I need to go around.
How much classes? All? Well, to get 10%.
No, you could have missed 2 classes, but.
Oh, you say attendance, you get points.
Yeah.
I start 3 classes late.
Turn around and then you should in their classes participate in the class.
Oh, but they know us.
They do.
I don't know if it's signing.
Yes, they know that.
Don't worry.
Oh, Lord, it's the
Rev.
You know Rev and Bishop.
Rev and Bishop.
other guy.
Pastor, yeah. Everybody signed it?
No, it's better.
I better sign my name twice.
I get it, man.
Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh.
What happened again?
I have anxiety.
For this? Exam is next week.
That's why we have anxiety.
Why?
I think it's being an overwhelming factor that you don't know what's to come.
I'm telling you.
I just told you.
Obviously, that's what the exam is about,
You
so.
have to be doable to you.
But I didn't get
I don't get to say 15. That's so why. Yeah, but I didn't mark it at 10.
Huh?
So that
I
means we
skipped
need
that, I go on to it.
So we graded on it.
It's there for you.
So we
Do not answer the question on the orders if you didn't read it.
And then she said, okay.
No, it's pre-mandatory and mental.
Oh, no,
She
seven.
say 7 questions.
Yeah.
Three with honors. That's what take it.
How much?
extra points say.
Still want bonus in there.
That's 100.
Bonus for
100, because it's 60.
You sign it, then you sign it.
So you need at least, we need at
No
least.
stuff. We get an extra 10 class.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, he signed.
Girl, God is awesome. I see.
We even for 90.
Again?
I think it's
So I mean, I wonder if I could still take them.
Sorry, she was stretching. I was in the water right now.
You went what?
everything after.
Let me see.
Anything else? All these meetings, what you talking about? Political study?
Say all this means.
Y'all need to go study? I need to. You reading and writing more cheat sheets and checking your sheets. They can have you one.
One day goes to less one day for the.
Really?
One day for the and then Friday, Thursday, and Friday. And we need the two. Yeah, tell us before you send the grade out.
If we need to like a redo.
Girl face. She's like, what you talking about? I don't understand.
No, I understand.
What if you need that? I need to tell us first. You got it.
I tell Miss Dean, call you then write another exam. And you have to pay for it.
How much?
That's the right one.
But just like
That's
that.
fine.
We gonna
That's
just
fine. We don't mind.
keep the same question.
We don't mind that. Just don't send it to our room.
Let the office call.
Yeah, the one time.
So you can just.
Oh, you mean, you'll send it to work?
Yeah.
Alright.
Save us stuff.
But let's not even think the farm. We get it.
I got it? See, she trying to study.
We raising the cake today, everyone must study. Mike's coming out. That's it?
Yes.
Okay.
You good? Oh, that's
I
good.
think so.
He said 20 and 20.
So you're still, huh? Me? You better go study. Meeting time over. Yeah.
I can study the day before.
What?
I work better under pressure.
We need those.
You gotta go read them case studies, Curtis. That question,
But,
She's studying.
not selling, but she gives us a good money. Alright, take care, yeah? Give yourself the one. Give yourself the one. I really working the 500 cents. Dry. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, right. Should be like
Yeah, she can feel about it.
That would make sense.
Hi, Natasha.
Bye, and that's why I said at the very beginning, you have to read the papers. Business section.
Archer, why didn't you have the other lectures to make sure you focus on these case studies?
Because they don't write the exam.
Right, that's why she did it.
And that's why I gave it to you. You think I gave it to you just what, to carry around? No.
Look here, I would.
No, I mean, they never say focus, you know?
That's what we got.
We could have been, or we could have even been
Became
practicing
new.
the classes and
Could have been discussing.
But what I'm saying is, only one thing I'm getting on a case study round, all you have to read all the case studies.
But I put a book on
Focus.
case study.
Again.
No, but he told us at one
Two of them.
Two of them, okay, any two.
There are two, no, there are two sets of case studies in there.
So you can read all.
Two. There's a cybercrime question. There's a whole paper on that.
That's right,
And then there's the egg one cases.
The egg.
That's the second one.
Egmont cases,
Yes.
Yes, we did that last week.
I would do that in class.
cybercrime, let me write that down twice again.
And then there's the FATF. Bye.
That's
You're
the
right,
few
in case
questions
I
right there.
have these under my pillows, but it doesn't work. Osmosis.
Oh, Lord.
We did that in detail
Oh,
last week.
Daniel.
Didn't we do that in detail? Okay. We did bribery and corruption. And then I said to you all, you don't have to do bribery and corruption. You can do human smuggling. You can do fraud. I said pick one.
Criminal.
Yeah, you can do criminal.
Yeah.
That's at the bottom.
Yeah. You know, it's the bottom one.
You could do cybercrime, bribery, corruption, all of them say, right? Any one of them, right?
What are you talking about again? You lost again. When you look at this big thick document,
Really?
this big thick document has lots,
Vegas now.
this has lots of articles in it,
Okay.
right? The focus for the exam is on Egg 1.
Right,
That,
right.
there's a cybercrime question. It's on this one.
So these two.
Yes, if you're gonna do the cybercrime question.
So choose
So
one.
it's either or it's both?
Egmont or.
Egmont is mandatory.
Okay. And then
Cybercrime is a 10-point question.
Okay.
You already know what the 10-point questions are. You know you have to choose 4. You can focus on the 4 you wish to choose on. And I would suggest you go beyond 4 because when you see the way the question is worded, you may decide, guess what, I didn't even focus on that part of that chapter.
Me answer all.
Well-
Don't try it. I only mark in the first 4.
What? Damn! No. What if I got wrong for one of the first one? You wouldn't go to another
They
one?
did an exam. No, they did. They did all.
Yeah, I like to stuff like that.
The first 4
Mm-hmm.
was 0.
What? And you didn't go to the border?
No.
No, man.
No.
People put it like that. but
Question
you
said
know.
4.
That's the yes, but that's the first four you come to.
So why didn't you put a line through it? No, they thought it was all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it was not.
Yeah, but that's
No.
Yeah, man. If you want to do all, then you should go through all. People increasing their chances of passing.
0.
You increasing your chances of passing by answering all. Anyway.
Wow.
So the 10-point questions will be from chapter 1 to 10, the 10-point ones.
All the questions are from all.
So we just stick in before we more comfortable with
Boy.
the 3 ones are mandatory,
Yeah.
which would be on campus, yeah, and the
Sanctions.
sanctions,
Mhm.
and admin cases.
Yeah.
The exam is the same time next week. Which the questions have parts, just so all of them to be in essay form.
If you're running out of time and you're doing the 10 points, you can do the number points. If you're running out of time. But the mandatory ones are in essay form.
With the passing rate for this year.
7.
And 10 points of that is attendance, right?
Okay. I think I should be fine. I just gotta do a lot of praying and fasting this week.
No, praying and fasting.
Yeah, that too. You know, without God.
But do you imagine if you walked in, I didn't tell you who was on exam?
Yeah. Because it's a lot of information. For the most
Yeah.
part, like during the classes, we basically just read through chapters. If we were more. I don't understand this class. I waste my money doing this. That's how I feel. Because I feel like I waste my money because for me, like, everybody teach differently.
Yeah.
You understand? So like when you have one person, like when I did that mortgage thing I'm here, like I had lecture, like when you like, okay, you reading from this, you get the book, you reading the book, they tell you write down 10 points as to what you understand or what you grasp from the first chapter. And you have one person reading directly from the book, then you have one person giving you pamphlets. You understand? So I mean, like my understanding may be different from her understanding.
Like,
So for me,
for
it's
me,
confusing. I
for
really
me,
feel like I waste
find-
my time. I ain't gonna lie.
But
I
for
know
me,
what
I
I'm saying.
find,
Why
I
am I
find,
confusing? I don't, hold on, we got my thought. Go ahead.
okay, you mean for me? But for me, I find that the way your style of teaching works best for me. Because you sort of interact the class with different things you discuss. Whereas some of the other professors, they just basically touch on read from a chapter and.
So what
So
I'm
I
gonna
felt like a
do
lot
is
of
give you all a review after the exam. There's a sheet, you can
Oh, yeah,
write on each
yeah.
lecture.
Yeah,
You see what I mean?
yeah.
You have to tell her, you have to give her the
Give
feedback.
feedback, yeah. I know
So
what you
we
mean.
can have a discussion with the lecturers.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what
Because
happens, a lot of
this
students say this, and at the end we do the review, they give them all 100%.
Yeah. I see a lot of people
You see what I
be
mean?
intimidated.
But if you having an issue, then
need
you
to
need to tell
I
us.
ain't gonna lie, I ain't get this at all. I gotta be honest
Most
with you. I don't know why I would fail.
Why you saying that?
Because I feel like I waste my money. I don't like failing. This stuff made my hair written.
How many classes you miss?
I missed the class last week, and the first class, I missed the first class.
So you basically miss majority of the classes.
Yeah,
but
she
not-
missed my instructions and how to,
Yeah.
how,
And
how to
see,
do
It's
it.
the first time I ever sit in a class with you, so I.
Okay, you
Yeah.
missed the
You
beginning.
understand?
When I
So
watched
I
it,
mean, like,
when I
when I
watched
sit
Yeah.
with
You
that
didn't
woman.
watch the video?
Video.
When I watched the
watched
video,
video.
I was like, okay, this class, from the first video, I was like, this class.
I just feel like I missed my time.
This is gonna be 10. But when I came to the second class, and I was a little bit afraid, because I know I have a lot of things to do. I was afraid I was going to and so like you say, about the age true, and then now that your style is more allowing people now to realize that you have to interact and read and do, fair coming in. But say
But
for
then
that
I
first
said at the
class,
very
I was
first class,
ready,
didn't I said the very
aware
first
that
class?
this could be
You
a
had
lot.
to read?
Yeah.
Yeah. The very first class, I tell them straight up front,
It's a lot of reading.
you have to read. I say you have to read this. You have to go, I told him, but I told you what, the first chapter, I say go to the
You started
FATS
saying, yeah,
site,
you
go to the
started saying
IMF
that.
site, like you go to each one of the sites, familiarize yourselves.
Yourselves, yeah.
Cause
She
this,
said that
this
in the
topic
video.
is a complex
And
topic.
and you have to understand.
You need
it.
to understand it. I
Because
said, if you
just
don't
read it,
understand, bring questions to your lecturer.
So I wasted my time, I gotta finish paper stuff when I go waste my time for, I feel like this a waste of my time.
No, it's not a waste of
Yeah,
time.
so it's a good time, good time. You just
No.
get interactive with what you can try and understand, it's a lot.
If you can't take it on Saturday because you feel that way, then let Miss Dean know, and then you can take it probably one day through the week after that. But it's not a waste of time. It's if you only just study what in the book, you have to apply
Applying
it.
it, yeah. It's applying it. It's
Right? This
understanding
whole
what you
discipline is about application.
Yeah.
You could do all of this course, but if you go there, you sit in someone's chair and you say, I'm doing compliance or AML,
Think outside the box.
you have to go outside the box.
That's what I liked about this class.
Everything is going outside, and that's how I examine you, by going outside the box. So the book, the manual gives you a framework, or you have to go outside of it to get the answers. It's not written in black and white. This is not a black and white discipline at all. Okay, see how we did the first question on customer profile? Let's just say he walks and he say he's a customer, right? And he say he is born in Nassau, but he does business in Dubai. The next one you ask him, what is his business? I don't know, what do you say?
Car
Cars?
dealership.
Car dealership. You say he's in car
Hi.
dealership. You go to your AML handbook. The AML handbook will have, in your company will have a list of professions, risk rated. So car dealership, high risk. Why? Cash. Right? Then you can ask him, who does he sell his cars to?
I saw
And who does he buy them from?
Bahamian people.
Based upon who he's buying his car from, you have to look to see if any one of those countries have sanctions on them.
And
Then you need to look at, go and research every company he does business with to see if any of them are under investigation for bribery, corruption, fraud.
That's what I said, I'll leave in the class.
That's what I'm saying, it's not a, when you read the book just gives you a framework, it goes deeper than that. And that's what the discussions in class are about. Applying it. No book will show you how to apply it, even when you go to the next level, it don't show you how to apply it. It tells you what the rules are, that's it. So at the very beginning, that's what I impress on them, read, what is happening in the Bahamas? For the Bahamas, for the AML, you didn't do intro. In intro, we started with intro talking about the Bahamas and all of its deficiencies. They were forced to read it. So they know exactly when I talk about where we are today, what the deficiencies are in our AML framework. Where's the Bahamas now in risk rating for AML? It was published this week.
Let me Google it.
You see, you're gonna Google it. You have to make this a part of your life. The AML, the Bahamas is improving after we pass the legislation. But it's still not good enough for them. They have risk rated us with Botswana, places people don't even go to. That means they're very angry with us. Why? They want the beneficial ownership registry. Why? Tax evasion.
But then that's what they're working on for, like you said, for the Basque government.
We're not having an open registry. They want an open registry. Why? They want their taxes. You see how all the chapters link together? They all link together.
That's
become
what
one.
would be FATCA.
No, FATCA's United States.
So what about an international Why, I'm asking, why would they need an international registry?
They want to see who's here and what, where the residents are, if they're here, they want to see, if you put in your tax declaration at home, and you say, I made $5 million, and I have $20 million in a bank account, they want to make sure that is all that you have.
So they could.
Because if you have more, you have to pay more taxes.
Yeah, people try to avoid that. That's why they.
I don't wanna, I would leave it closed.
No, that ain't good for us. That ain't good for us, cause trust me,
Why?
we get on blacklisted. Yeah, we
So we on whatever
That
color
ain't
list.
good
you
for
want.
us.
That's why I wanna why.
Take advantage
And so,
of us.
and so.
Civilized
by-
banking and
by
gone,
them
right?
saying that we've improved, right, but drop us on the bottom of that list, corresponding banks are de-risking us. Cause we thought that by the time we passed the Proceeds of Crime Act, the FTRA and all of them, we would have moved from, medium high to medium.
Right,
They drop us off the high. Real problems,
so they put you back up
yeah,
rather than bringing you down.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, banking,
Corresponding banks.
listen, banking already is a dying industry in the Bahamas right now anyway, so.
Yeah, it is dying, but you still need banks. And then if you look at it from the opposite side now, when I talk about why I put a question in cybercrime. The cybercrime question, even if you don't do it,
Mhm.
if you make a mental note and then read that section later, the way they use blockchain technology
Mhm.
and the way criminals are thinking in terms of attacking the traditional banking, it is a risk.
Someone mentioned that to me yesterday, they
It's
said,
a
why,
big risk.
said, why I want a debit card tied in my savings account? I prefer my credit card one time.
And it is the future.
Yeah,
Bahamas will soon be cashless.
but that's what we headed because.
We headed there.
Because that's one of the issues that they have with us now, eh?
Yeah,
Say
you
we
have too much cash.
we got too
So
much
too
cash.
much cash, leave your high. No open registry, leave your high. You don't tax the IBCs
Mhm.
and make their taxes comparable to local, you stay high. So you're talking about a whole change in culture
Mhm.
of a country.
Mhm. But you can't change that overnight.
No.
No, but the
Take a
pressure's on
while,
us.
But the pressure's on.
The pressure's on us,
And,
and
you
if
know,
you don't do it quickly, yeah,
They set in their ways.
people are
you know
set in
that.
their ways, but
They
if we
set
don't
in their ways.
change it quickly, we are dead.
Like I say, banking and going. I trying to
No,
figure
it
it
ain't
out.
just banking, it's more than just banking.
Yeah.
It's our whole financial sector will be dead.
So tell me exactly if we continue on the path that we are on, what could really happen to us? I know they keep saying it's risky, but what could really happen to us?
What do you mean, if we don't do it,
If we don't, comply.
you won't have any corresponding banks, we'll be able to, can't trade.
Can't trade.
No.
That shuts down this country because we don't have any, what you call it now, we say fishing and
And, yeah, and if you can't trade, then you're looking at your currency being devalued.
Value, currency too.
It's a rough road.
Yeah, they won't bother us like that.
Really?
Yeah,
They
we too
were going on,
close.
they do with other people.
Did you see
we
the
took-
documentary yesterday on Venezuela?
We too close to the US, man.
Venezuela's a sanctioned country,
Listen, we
right?
too used to,
It's sanctioned by the
we too
US
close,
for oil.
we too close to the US,
Those
man.
people, I saw
there?
the woman and her children on the side of the road in the documentary BBC yesterday.
Mhm.
She said her husband died and all of this. She's on the side of the road with her legs crossed, all her face dirty, and she said she begged every day. Her and her children. If not, they go in the garbage to look for food. They have no money.
Now, you don't think we can get to that?
They won't bother us.
But they,
Why?
but it happened
What's saving
overnight.
us?
The people
Huh?
told you,
What's saving
they
us?
said
People
overnight they had
close-
$10 million in their account, where they get up in the morning, it was worth $3. As the currency fluctuates. What you could do, that's what I told my students Thursday, I said, you have to be careful because today, you may say in the bank, I have $5,000, $100, $300, $500. The US pass something tomorrow, when you go in the bank, they'll say 1 cent. What the hell you could do? Half of y'all will go crazy.
Cause you know what's
Because it doesn't matter, because even if you take the money out the bank,
Mhm.
it doesn't has no value.
There's no value.
I changed it to
Remember
US.
when Jamaica currency took that deep
Oh, yeah.
devaluation?
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't believe it.
I'm Trinidad too.
Yeah. And this is what we're fighting for.
That's alright, we bring Chinese dollar in here.
You don't want that.
Ain't no.
Oh, do you like Google? Google
You
and
don't want
read
that.
the impact
Use
of
the
the
devil's
Chinese.
advocate.
That's all I think, that's all I need, devil's advocate. That's what he have to be being right now, 'cause I don't know what he think, who he
Hey,
thinks
you
saving
can-
us.
hey, the
Go
US
read the
do it-
impact of the
US
Chinese on the African economy.
Yeah, but the US don't want us to do it. They don't want the Chinese right here, right now.
Go read it.
Be too close to them.
Politicians saying, oh no, they can't bring the.
No, I know, I got you. I know, I got you. But it ain't help.
What?
I tell you, everything going downhill. Revenue's making $1 million and $2 we ain't making.
You can't make it. The world has changed. When you remember in 2000 when they started singing this tune, globalization, everybody was trying to figure like what that mean. Oh, globalization mean people just like, well, in the globe, we're all one. Doesn't mean that. Because this is globalization now. You know exactly what's happening in someone else's country. Someone getting knocked down today, you know it right now, the same moment. That's globalization.
And WTO.
Yeah. It's not so much.
All right, madam.
Okay.
I can go look at some stuff.
This could be interesting.
Yes.
People